Hey, so if you saw my community tab post or my Instagram or my Facebook last night, you already know this, but I was a voice artist in this movie, The Possessed. It's an Aussie horror. It came out in 2021, but I didn't say anything at the time because it was such a an odd thing, unexpected thing to happen to me that I kind of was like, I need to see my name in the credits to sort of confirm for myself that this really happened. That's just me overthinking things, but I was just because I never advertised myself as a voice artist or anything. What actually happened is, I've been looking for a band for a few years now, actually for ages now, and, every now and then put an ad in Gumtree. Various different approaches to writing ads. And this time I happened to pick up the notice of Michael Newton. He's the sound designer on this movie. And yeah, it was unexpected. Like, when people approach you in that way, the first thought is always, this is definitely a scam of some kind. But I heard him out. I think we probably had a phone call as well. And he explained, like, he's looking to work with metal vocalists to do demon voices on this, which is kind of perfect because, yeah, I'm basically possessed. It's called The Possessed. It's kind of perfect. Yeah, and so I think the directors had like this reference clip of like someone who had been filmed like years and years and years ago. They were supposed to be like someone who's actually possessed is the claim, and the sounds that this girl was making. And so I listened to that, and yeah, he got me to do just like a demo of a bunch of the different sounds that I can make to be sent off to the director and the producer to sort of get me on board. Then I had to sign an NDA, which is probably the part where I should have been like, this is definitely real, instead of like still thinking, am I dreaming this? But yeah, I had to sign the NDA to get access to some of the clips that I was recording voices to like get that preview. So that's one of the things that stopped me talking about it for ages. And then yeah, it just sort of gave me some instructions. I used my own gear, gave me the script, and I just did a whole bunch of different takes, different approaches, sent it off, and then he's gone and layered them in. Now, if you watch this, so I think one of the things that made me hesitant to announce anything when it came out 2 years ago is just because I know, yes, I make these sounds, but once they actually go in there, they're all layered on top of other sounds, and then, whether he pitch shifts me or puts effects on my voice, you might not recognize it. So I thought, if I don't see evidence that I'm actually in the credits, no one's going to believe me. So yeah, I finally tracked down this the other day. I actually got a bunch of movies. I had this huge outing. Maybe I'll talk about the outing in another vlog because I'm so tired. I really should be more awake to do these kinds of things where I'm like, hey guys, I did something epic. Yeah, no, I finally got this, and like, the first thing I did when I put it in the disc was in the player was just skip to the credits and be like, where am I? And then last night I finally watched the whole thing through to see how it turned out, and I was expecting not to be able to recognize my own voice. And there are some bits where I couldn't tell whether or not I got used at all, but then there were some bits where I'm like, oh my god, that specific tone is definitely me. There's at least like two major sections where I can hear me. You probably won't. I mean, if you want to play Spot the Me, I found this at JB Hi-Fi. If you're in Australia, if you're overseas, I have no idea where to go, but yeah, I got the Blu-ray version. The JB Hi-Fi I went to, the website said the Blu-ray was not in stock, so I was prepared to buy the DVD. But then I went in, and they were like right next to each other, and I'm going, so I spent a bit of time going like, what do I do? And then thought, well, if I really am in this, I want to get the high-res version. So, especially now that I can actually play Blu-rays on this computer. Yeah, and it was just such a unexpected, like, I'm still like, wow, how did this happen? And it's sort of like, I guess shows like, if you have a hobby, just keep at it, because then you get good enough at it that something like this could happen. I feel like a lot of weird luck things happen to me in that way, and then I'll have a period of really bad luck. um, yeah, so that's fun. Did I have more to say about that? Probably. And then I've forgotten. Yeah, no, making a whole, like, it was kind of interesting. I've never done something like that before, so I had to get the video onto my old Mac, was still able to handle it, thankfully, and then synced it up in my software, and I was able to record stuff. I think there are a few things I could have done better, and like, now I've got probably a better microphone for it than, I was using the Rode NT2A, whereas now I've got the SM7B, which is a bit more of a metal microphone, and like I've figured out how it works, and yeah, so there's some things I do differently, but it was kind of cool, like just trying to copy. And the good thing is I didn't have to get my words exactly matched up because he was going to time stretch it to fit. So that took a bit of pressure off, but it's still a little bit of practicing and trying to match, you know, what the actors are saying and the noises they're making and like how they're moving on the screen. Wow. Really, really kind of interesting and really cool to like actually get myself in movie credits. I'm sorry, I didn't have anything prepared to pop it up here. I kind of filmed this impulsively, but yeah, I am there. Sandwiched between his sound designer credit, and I think he was also a re-recording engineer, and then there's a few other people in between. There was one other voice artist who's also a metal vocalist who did some of the sounds. I think my voices were mostly used for the female demons, and then his, I guess, were used for the male demons, and then there's a few other bits and pieces, so yay! I've got to get myself a bit more awake so I can do some more vocal practice, because I've got, like, every band after me at the moment, and so far I've said no to no one. Yeah, eventually, like, I am going to have to stop accepting band requests, but that's just a sort of like cool thing that I did. I'll show you the back cover. I don't think you can read it, but you know, spooky. It's still like 3 months till Halloween, but if you can find it. And oh, I guess I should tell you what it's about. So like, it's based on, what does it say? Inspired by actual events. And so like, there's actually this dude that it's based on, and I haven't looked it up, but they have clips in the credits of like the actual dude doing his like exorcism things, and like he's an accidental exorcist. So like there's an actual guy out there. And I think in the start of the movie they even have like some text that explains like there's this actual dude who you know, went through some shit, and he started doing these exorcisms. They call them clearings in this. I think there's like a distinction made between a clearing being like a lower level, you know, taking a spirit out of someone, as opposed to like a full-on exorcism being like a much bigger deal. So they call it clearings in this. But yeah, no, there's an actual dude. He's apparently done like 1,000 of these things, and I don't know, priests and stuff have been getting him to help out, and I'm like I know the Catholic Church has exorcists, but it's kind of not really done so much these days. But the clips they have of this guy are like from 2018, 2019. And then they made a whole movie out of it. Now, obviously, the movie is a bit more interesting than the guy, probably, because they had the creative license to put actual demons in it. But yeah, I feel like I've got to go and Google this guy, and I probably should have Googled him before making this video. But you know me, I'm chaos. If there's any kind of demon I am, it's the chaos demon. God, I'm so tired. And people trying to call me before 9 a.m. My phone is on Do Not Disturb until 9 a.m. So good luck to you. I don't function in the mornings. And that's why I'm still in my pajamas. Yeah, no. So it's about this dude. It's sort of a fictionalized account of him, like his early clearings, and it gets pretty dramatic. And then the ending is not what I expected, not how I expected it to go. So that's kind of fun. If you want to watch it and spot the me, or listen for the me. Some of you who know my voice better might be able to pick up the little bits that are more obvious. And then there's some where I used sounds that I don't use for my metal vocal covers because they're kind of not musical. But those non-musical sounds, now I'm glad I played with those things because they came in handy for this. So yeah, I guess if I go back to that sort of message of like, keep at your hobbies. My dad's always like, why do you make those horrible noises? Why can't you sing in your pretty voice? And I'm like, this is why. And it's even funnier because I went to like the whole Catholic private school. I was a Catholic private school girl, and now I'm a demon voice, whatever. So yeah, they did a great job of making me religious. And yeah, no. That's my video. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I better stop before I hurt myself. I'm gonna get dressed and yeah, do more metal vocal practice because I've got some songs to learn. I've got some songs to write, And maybe next vlog I'll tell you about my long outing and how I probably overdid it, but at least I found this 2 years after it came out. Oh, the reason I didn't get to see it back then is because we were apparently going to get tickets to see it at the cinema, but then COVID was doing more stuff at the time that it came out, so that never happened. And it just took me a long time to track down the Blu-ray because I don't go out that much. The pandemic made it even harder for me to go out, and then I just kept forgetting about it by the time that things did open up. So yeah, that's stuff and things. Alright, cool. So I'm a demon voice artist. Should I make some horrible noises to go out? I haven't warmed up though, but